Now in this video I am hopefully gonna save you a lot of money. I had a problem with my Pentair MasterTemp 400 and I was trying to find the answer online, and even though I got a lot of input on what you could try and what you could measure out and stuff, I did not find a solid solution, so I had to kind of figure it out myself. There are a couple of things that you want to check if your pool heater is not running. This is the MasterTemp 400. First of all, mine would turn the blower on. It's connected to the Pentair automation, so the automation will turn on the heater. It would turn on, the fan would turn, it would blow air, the gas valve would work, and it would blow gas into the air. Then you'd hear a click and you'd see the heater lamp would blink, it would flash, and nothing would happen. And then 30 seconds later it would click again and the lamp would once again flash. After having done that 3 or 4 times, it would malfunction and the error or service maintenance light would come on. And yeah.
The first thing when we're starting from the top would be when the heater unit is not turning on at all. In that case, you should check the breaker. And you should also check the automation, and alternatively simply hit the pool on or spa on the heater unit itself, because the problem could actually be that the automation is not sending the start signal to the heater. So if the breaker is on and that you're sure that the heater should be running, you need to check the voltage at the control module. If the control module is getting power and the fuse is not blown, it's safe to assume that the control module is not working and should be replaced. The second step is when your heater unit is turning on, but you don't hear the blower. Now in this case, you need to check if the motor is getting power. So this would require you to remove the front, the rear, and the top covers off the heater itself, then gain access to the blower motor and simply just measure how much voltage is going to that motor. If the motor is getting power, then you're probably looking at a control module replacement. The step 3 is when the heater unit is turning on, but it's not heating. And before we move on to this, there is a couple of things you gotta verify. 1, the blower motor is turning on, and 2, after a short duration of time, you smell gas. If you do not hear the blower motor turn on, then you should check step 2. If you do not smell gas, you should check the gas valve. Actually, it's called the gas supply valve, that it is open. For example, after a cold season, maybe you forgot to turn that valve on. If the valve is open and you don't smell gas after 10 seconds of turning on the heater unit, you need to check the heater's gas valve. If you verified that the blower motor is turning on and you smell gas, but the burner is still not turning on, then follow this procedure. 1, check the heater's sensors. 2, check the igniter. And 3, check the control module. And then, of course, replace whatever is not working. Now, checking the sensors, the heater's sensors, you will need to remove the front, the back, the right side panel, and the lid from the heater unit itself. Behind the controls, which is located on the lid, you will find the control board, and on that you will see 5 LEDs. These LEDs would be marked PS, HLS, AFS, AGS and SFS. If one of the LEDs are on, you need to replace the sensor that it's referring to. For example, the PS is your pressure switch, and it's the one located on the top of the manifold. The HLS is your high limit switch, and it's located on the bottom left of your manifold. The AFS is your airflow sensor, and that one is located next to the blower motor, and you'll find that it's connected to two tubes. The AGS is your automatic gas shut-off switch, and that one is located on the bottom right of your manifold. The SFS is your start flue sensor, and that one is located on the exhaust pipe itself. The HLS and the AGS are what we refer to as an on-off switch, and sometimes these can become faulty even though the LED hasn't come on in the control panel. So to check this and to make sure you do not have a problem with one of these two sensors, the simplest thing is to simply short them with a wire. Connect between the two connectors a wire to, well, on the opposite side of the switch, so you take off the connectors and then put the wire, your short or whatever you want to call it, you put that on the connectors themselves. If you short both of the sensors, then turn on the heater and then check if it fires. Now, if it fires, you know that one of these switches are faulty. And just for reference, we always replace both of these sensors at the same time. The sensor that's not represented on the back of the control panel is what we refer to as the thermistor. This sensor is telling the control module and you the temperature of your water. And this means that this sensor is a variable sensor and can be partially faulty or fully faulty. If the thermistor is fully faulty, you will see the error code in your control panel. It will read E01. If it's partially faulty, you will probably see a too high or too low temperature reading on the water. For example, if you check your Pentair automation and it's saying the water temperature is 88 degrees, but the heater is saying it's 120, well, this sensor is probably faulty. Now the next one to check is your igniter. The igniter is found on the top of the burner kettle. Unplug the connector. You'll find the connector, it is white, it has two gray wires, and what you got to do is check the resistance on the igniter side connector. So when you measure out these two connections, you should be seeing somewhere between 40 and 75 ohms. That's if it's a working igniter. If it's not, you will see either it's not measuring anything, or maybe the ohms are in mega or kilos. The final thing is your control module. Now the control module is located in the center of your heater, and you'll find it easily because all the wires will be going to that control module. So you're at the point where your blower is running, you are smelling gas, there are no fault lights, the control panel is not reporting any errors, the sensors are working, and your igniter is working. In this case, you should remove the control module, remove the back plate on the control module, and check the solderings on the print itself. It is a very common problem that you will find that these solderings fail. In 4 out of 5 cases, you will actually be able to simply solder them and make the connection that was broken, but in most cases it might be, the easiest way to just put $150–200 down and get a brand new control module off Amazon or eBay.